Okay. Hi, my name is Adriana Forback. I go by Audrey, and my topic for this week's presentation for artist management is going to be Eric Thomas. He's also known as the hip hop preacher. So, who is Eric Thomas? I actually had the opportunity to meet Eric Thomas in 2009, and it was a wonderful experience. My godparents are really good friends of his, so he's more like Uncle E.T. now than just Eric Thomas. He's known primarily for his inspirational messages and YouTube videos labeled Thank God It's Monday or TGIM. E.T. has been able to reach the world through inspirational messages, just encouraging people just to be great. Hailing from the streets of Detroit at the age of 16, he was considered to be a hard-headed young man who lacked education and determination. He had a rough life on the streets until the age of 17 when a pastor saw some potential in him and actually helped him to change his life and become interested in getting his GED and going on to pursue his college career. He currently is studying for his PhD, so that goes to show you how he made a not only a major impact on his life, but how he can make a major impact on other people's lives. While in college, he did start a group for young adults and teens called Break the Cycle, I Dare You. BTC is still around today, and it is targeting kids who are having issues at home or violence, and also academic resources are available for them also. Today, he is the chairman of that board for BTC. And also, while growing up with a rough life into the start of adulthood, ET has made it to be one of the most influential individuals within Fortune 500 companies, also. College students, as well as professional athletes around the world, listen to him speak. Um, he donates a lot of his time to Michigan State, where he also has started a program to help the undergraduates um, in retention services, especially with African Americans. And to ET, being a motivational speaker is not a job, it's a lifestyle, and it's something that he takes very seriously. And he offers classes and programs for individuals to break the cycle that they're dealing with. And I believe that the reason why I chose Eric Thomas is because he's a good candidate for a TV special as well as a DVD series. He already has, his YouTube series going on right now, but it would be helpful maybe to start a DVD series so that, places who don't have direct internet access but instead do have DVD players, they're able to share the messages with those individuals that may need it in their facility. And then also, I believe that he does need to be on a TV series. And since I would host the event, in a primarily African American setting, not only targeted for African Americans, I think that TV1, which is also in conjunction with BET, would be able to help produce this production. Um, if I had a chance to do this, I chose the date of Saturday, June 14, 2014, to do that, just because it's in, beginning of the summer and everything else. And the general admission for this project would be $15. That's general admission for everyone, $15. And the revenue that we would make back off of this would be $225,000. And later on in the presentation, you'll see that we did this production just with a budget of $60,000 because he is just a speaker. It's not anything major. Now, the venue that we will be using is the Breesland Student Community Center at Michigan State University. The capacity is said to hold 15,000. That's with a stage and chairs set up on the court. That's for the major events that they do hold. And the arena houses, like I said, 15,000 seats, is fully functioning to perform for major and small events. And I think that it would be a packed house because the audience is familiar with him, as well as what I would like to see is the performance, like I said, being filmed so that it can later be played on TV1 for other audiences who were not able to attend. And there are major updates that are a part of this arena that include the new jumbotrons, as well as the black draping that can go around the top of the arena to make it seem like it's more full. And since the arena hosts basketball games for the Spartans, the Lady Spartans, and the men's team, um, it is, fully functional to be able to hold any type of concert or lecture type style for the event. Okay. Now, there's not a specific rider that I was able to find, but I was able to actually talk to Eric through a Facebook message. And I just basically asked him, what do you eat? I told him I was doing this project, and he just basically gave me a rundown of what he eats. No red meat or shellfish. And for lunch and dinner, since I've done shows before, I know that some artists are not really too picky. When I was looking on the website I suggested, I looked under the divas, and it was just kind of crazy to see, what exactly people do want in their riders. But I've never came across any type of really, really specific riders that everything was within means of what we were able to do for them. So going off of basically my knowledge from a rider, as well as, what he did tell me, I would do like a mixed green salad, chicken fingers, diced potatoes, steamed vegetable medley, pretzels without salt, water, Gatorade, vitamin water, assorted fruits and vegetable tray with dips, turkey and cheese tray with wheat buns. Now I chose to do, a simple rider like this because, like I said, he will be in his hometown. So the people, he travels very light, and everyone that he is familiar with, they're all familiar with the campus that he will be on. So the rider is not going to be that difficult for this type of show. Now the setup time for this will be at 7 a.m. I want to start setup at 7 a.m. just because in past, I do recall, having to set up either the night before or bright and early that morning in order to get everything done. It's not a major concert like I'm used to planning, but it is a lecture, and it does need to take time to make sure everything is okay, especially with the lightings and everything. Now the stage will be set up at 7 o'clock just because the stage does take a long time to be put into place and everything. Um, Sound and lighting will arrive at 10 a.m. and it will be unloaded. It cannot go up until the stage is actually completely completed. 11 a.m. the artist's arrival, lunch and snacks are on site for them. The lunch for the stage crew and the lighting crew at 12:30. And also the sound crew, I'm sorry. At 2 p.m., the TV1 crew would come and they would run their cords and everything else to see, exactly where they need to be at in order to get the best shots. 4 p.m. interview with the performer and the local newspaper and school paper around there. 5 p.m. TV1 interview and a security meeting. Security meeting is going to be very important with this because at the end of Eric's shows, he does like to go and talk to a lot of people, and it can get until 4 o'clock in the morning where, he won't wrap up. But we need to have like tight security so that we know when to cut people off from approaching him. Um, the venue doors will open at 6:45 and the show will begin at 8 p.m. That gives people an hour and 15 minutes to purchase any type of merchandise that will be outside for sale, as well as to get to their seats and everything else. The end of the show will be around 10 p.m. and breakdown will begin at 11 p.m. Okay, so the budget for this show, like I said, is $60,000. It's not a big show. There's not much that needs to go into it. Everything will be basically in-house, besides the sound, lighting, and stage. So there's not anything extra. It's just real basic. So the sound and lighting, basically $20,000, be outsourced from the same exact company. Stage about $20,000. Security $5,000. Catering $5,000. Flyers and tickets $3,500, and any miscellaneous things at $5,000. The budget is set. We do have a budget right now that's drawn up that is below 60,000. But we do, we have that little bit of wiggle room with, I think $1,500, give or take. So that's anything extra. Now the risks that do, come up with any type of show, natural disasters, anything can happen. A major tornado or something like that could rip through, a bad rainstorm, hailstorm, anything can happen. Ticket sales can't, they might not be as good as we want them to be. And, contract disputes, performer illnesses, everything else like that. Now to handle those type of things, I definitely plan to have, we can't deter any natural disasters from happening. But you also always have to have a backup plan. We don't never want to let the fans down, make them disappointed in anything. So maybe if we, have an illness or anything else, that we announce it, that the show will, take place at a later date. All tickets will be held, tickets will be valued at the next show, and that will also give us a chance to sell more tickets also too. The ticket sales, you want to make sure that your promotions and everything else are up well in advance, especially since it's his hometown and it will be filmed, and we have a contract with TV1, and we want him to get his royalties and everything else from playing on their station. We want to make sure that there are as many tickets as possible sold. Like I said, the profit that can be made for 15,000 tickets that seats in the house is a $225,000 job. So you want to make sure that that promotion and everything is out in enough time so that people know about this show. This is a very important performer. Um, we also want to make sure that contract disputes are handled weeks in advance. Anything that needs to go on within a contract, changing a contract around, needs to be done weeks in advance, because we don't want to get to the day of show and it's like, I'm not doing X, Y, or Z, and the show doesn't go on. We want to make sure that any type of, disagreement or anything that goes on within the contract is handled appropriately and in enough time so that we can rearrange it. And we want to make sure that the contracts are approved so that the right people can be getting paid. And like I said, I believe the reason why I chose this performer, I didn't know exactly who I wanted to choose, but I did choose this performer just based off of the publicity that he has and how he is coming up in the entertainment industry. He not only, like I said, he doesn't only just speak to people who are, feeling low or they need motivated or anything else like that, but he also does financial sides of things. He gets companies, up and running. He sells programs to help, companies and schools and everything else. So he's a wonderful person that has, shown young men and women, especially in the African American community, that things do happen and that we are capable of always making changes. And again, my name is Adriana Forback. I go by Audrey, and this was my presentation on being an artist manager, managing Eric Thomas. Thank you.